everybody. I'm Jonathan Pollinger of intranetfuture and welcome to Social Today, the show or scope, whatever you want to call it, all about social media. And Monday is when we look at the latest social media news, social media developments that have happened over the past week or so. So lots of good stuff for you to consider this morning. Welcome Gerald, welcome Sarah. Hope everybody had a good weekend and all set for a new week. So what has been happening? So first up, a look at a couple of developments in the search area. So Pinterest have introduced a pretty cool feature, first time that I've seen anything like this, called visual search. So the idea here is that you can basically highlight a photo or a part of a photo. So say you looked at you highlighted, say, a laptop on a desk within a photo on Pinterest, then a whole bunch of other laptops and related items, computers maybe, would show up in the search results. So visual search by Pinterest, quite an interesting development there. Also, interesting partnership between Google and Facebook, in that, good morning Rita, in that Facebook and Google have collaborated so that when you are on mobile, and this only works on Android, I was testing it at the weekend, you can actually search for content within the Facebook mobile app. So in other words, it basically links directly to the Facebook mobile app. So if you get some public search results, say about a public Facebook post or a post from a Facebook page, or indeed a Facebook page itself, and you're on Google Android, hit the search result and you end up directly in the Facebook app rather than on the web, rather than on the browser. So quite an interesting one that makes it a more seamless experience all around on mobile, and one would imagine that would be coming to iPhone at some point in the future. So Google Plus has undergone a bit of a redesign, but has anybody noticed? Probably not. It was a bit rude about Google Plus these days, but nothing really much happening over there, and more evidence that it's basically going away, in that more features have been removed and they're now focusing on content, communities and collections. Specifically, communities always, actually, to be fair, been quite a good part of Google Plus, equivalent to Facebook groups. So they're focusing on communities and something new called collections. Hi, hello from Russia. What part of Russia are you from? Collections, so content around certain themes and topics rather than people. So the idea now is that you focus on content, you follow content rather than people on Google Plus. What else have we got? Let's look at my list. Yeah, self-destructing Facebook messages. So obviously similar to Snapchat. So Facebook failed in their attempt to take over Snapchat, despite offering billions of dollars. So it looks like they are working on introducing something themselves, messages that disappear within Facebook Messenger. So that's not actually live yet, but something that they're working on. Instant articles. Now that's a feature that's currently available on Apple devices in the UK and indeed other countries. You may not have even noticed it, but it kind of sits beneath Facebook trends and puts up content from certain newspapers, Huffington Post is another website, certain websites. So you can basically click those news articles and go straight into them. So that's now available on Android in India. So that kind of suggests that it's going to be rolled out on Android to other countries soon. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning. Welcome. or talking about the latest social media news developments and new features on social networks this morning. So what else have we got? Not strictly speaking social media, but I thought I'd mention it. Apple are working on a person-to-person payment system. So Gmail's got something similar. You may not know about that, but if you're on Gmail, very easy to send money to somebody else. You can just attach money, basically, just like you can attach a file. Facebook also working on something similar in Facebook Messenger. So lots of new ways coming up to be able to transfer money. Thanks for all the hearts, whoever that is, madly clicking away. Never do very well in the heart stakes, so the few that I get, I do appreciate. What else have we got? Twitter, yeah, always hard to come up with some Twitter news because they don't really seem to come out with much new, but they do seem to be testing emojis. I actually got a glimpse of this myself, but it disappeared as soon as it arrived. Adding emojis so that you can basically select an emoji on a direct message or on a tweet. So that looks as though it's coming in soon. Another development. Welcome, Sajal. Another development that they've, I guess, copied from Facebook in a similar way to the likes that used to be favourites. Hi, Sajal. So, couple of other things in terms of ads, just to finish off with. It was announced last week that finally, been in the States for more than a year, but Pinterest ads are coming to the UK in early 2016. So looking forward to being able to advertise on Pinterest there. And thanks for the shares, Cynthia and Sajal, much appreciated. And just to add for those that missed it, kind of a news item that I spotted last week, in that hello Cynthia, hello, in that you can now set up Instagram ads through Facebook Ads Manager. So pretty easy to do that. You can basically add it as an additional option to advertising on desktop, advertising on mobile, advertising on the right hand side of desktop. Instagram is another option for advertising on there. So I think that's pretty much my whole list that I've got for some changes and developments on social networks in the last few days, about last week or so. Interested in your comments. What kind of ads do you run on Facebook? Yeah, great question, and lots more questions. Welcome to ask me questions. Personally, I like to promote posts or boost posts, as it's called. I think they're pretty good value. You can reach your ideal target market. I tend to use them more for clients though than for myself. I think you've got to watch out for the like ads, as they're called. Yeah, boost posts, exactly. If you're using like ads, got to be a bit careful on those, because you really got to be doing boost post ads as well. I don't know. Certainly, I think Sarah Townsend, who's watching STE copywriting, has noticed that reach is getting really much lower on Facebook pages, and I've even noticed that it's zero in some cases. I haven't really used too much with the click ads. I've got an opinion on that. I'll just share that in a second. And yeah, that's the first time I've actually seen clients' Facebook insights showing that there is literally zero reach for some posts. If you recall, I did write a blog post about this, the fact that it will be going to zero shortly, and that was back in August. So yeah, maybe an idea not to, Power Editor, exactly, don't use the boost post button, definitely use Ads Manager, or even better, Power Editor. Great tip from Cynthia there. Great to see so many more people joining. Good to have some questions at the end here. So yeah, my opinion just on click ads. Don't know about Marin software, so I'd go for Power Editor, because I'm not aware of the Marin software. Somebody asking about click ads, so getting people over to the website. Well, yeah, they can work, but I think really only if you've got an e-commerce debate going on because I think people, they prefer to stay on Facebook. It's quite actually hard to get them across from Facebook to your website. Hi there, Ed. Welcome. Great that I've got a viewer from Worcester up the M5. Yeah, the clicks, so pretty difficult. If you've got an e-commerce site, definitely worth a try and worth some trialing. You want to be pretty strong, have a good call to action on there, and get people to actually buy stuff if you're setting up ads on Facebook. And you want to make sure that you've got code on there so that you can measure them as well. Yeah, if you've got any freebies to give out, that can work as well in terms of downloads, like an ebook, for example. Or if you've got something like a newsletter, yeah, subscribe to a newsletter, also good. So if anybody's got any further questions or comments on this week's news, that would be fantastic. Yeah, I do tend to say quite a lot this time in the morning. It takes a while for me to wake up, especially on a Monday morning, Andrew. But hopefully, despite that, I'm still giving you guys some value. Thanks for sharing, Sajal. Much appreciated. Yeah. Any other comments or questions, or indeed any other new features or social media news you've got comment or question on? Look forward to those. If you can't reach me, then now, because we're just about to wrap up the broadcast. Thanks, Ed, for the comment on LinkedIn. I've just spotted that. That's a new one. You find ID ads to work better conversion wise. ID ads not very sure entitled, so edits take some time. Yeah, some comments, good comments coming in there. Of course, I am on Twitter at intranetfuture, so do tweet me at intranetfuture if you've got any comments or questions on any aspect of social media at all. Also on this interesting new service called Dial-A-Brain, which is an online meeting service with video. If you're a consultant, you might want to check that out and register yourself. And if you need advice, offering free advice on there, up to 15 minutes. Yeah, just like that, Sajal, dialabrain.com. Definitely worth checking out. Really helpful guy that runs that startup. So, yeah, at Intranet Future, if you have any comments, just finally wrapping up to say what I'm up to today. Would love to hear what you guys are up to. I'm just off to a local business network called the Coffee Can Do Coffee, got that wrong around, Can Do Coffee Club, talking to them about social media and SEO this morning, so looking forward to that. I like to do a bit of professional speaking from time to time, and I've got more of that in fact coming this week with a thanks Sajal, with a conference on Tuesday, but more about that tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and good luck with your day. Back tomorrow 8:45 with some more social media good stuff. Haven't exactly decided what theme I'm going to cover this week, so if you've got any suggestions, do tweet me. I've also got plenty in the bag, so I might pick one of the existing suggestions there. So thanks very much, folks. Thank you for watching. 15-minute just about up. So I'm just off breakfast